Hey everybody, so I'm actually going to be doing double upload, so I'll upload tomorrow in a little bit, but I wanted to do this one really quickly because I am doing another account giveaway. My buddy Aspire actually decided he wanted to get rid of his alt account. He's tired of playing on two accounts and he just wanted to do this just for fun, and he ended up actually summoning the Light Panda from his Famon scroll, from his Famon LD scroll. So we're going to be doing the giveaway. He's got Belladon, he's got the Light Panda Warrior, who is absolutely incredible, guys. I'm going to just tell you now, I'm not trying to blow it out of proportion or anything. The Light Panda Warrior, I've only fought against one, but from that one experience that I fought against him, he was actually pretty terrifying. So I'm just telling you now, he's a pretty freaking awesome monster. He's got a really nice leader skill for guild battles. His passive ability is really strong, as well as second skill and first skill. So if you guys are interested in entering into the giveaway, all you have to do is actually just comment in the comment section below. Just leave a comment. That's all you got to do. Drop a like, helps a lot, and that's it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this giveaway. And so yeah, let's get into the video. So before we get started, I have to show you guys. I just absolutely have to. Guess what I summoned just now from Stone Summons? That's right. I got mother freaking Ritesh. I got the Wind Beast Monk from Stone Summons. Actually, I haven't even finished the Stone Summons. So I got Ritesh. I'm super happy about this. I've been wanting a Beast Monk in so much time. Like, you guys have no idea. I've been wanting a Beast Monk super badly, and I'm so happy I finally got one. So I'm really excited about that, and I'll do some Beast Monk reviews and whatnot, and we'll talk about that later. But I have to build him first. So what we're going to be talking about today, if you guys didn't already know, is Guild War defenses. How they work, how they function, different types of defenses you can run, and kind of the mindset that you should be thinking when building a defense. Now keep in mind, we're going to be looking at Guardian 3 defenses here, or Legend rank defenses I should say, not Arena ranking. I'm talking about Guild War level, okay? So we are a Legend level guild, right? We've hit Legend numerous times, I believe 7 times now. This is 3 times in a row for this last month, and we've been doing pretty well. So our guild, of course, is up there at the top with the top guilds that rush and everything like that. So the defenses are going to be much different. Now, of course, keep in mind, you guys are going to have to realize that you utilize the natural 5 stars that you have. So if you don't have the natural 5 star, don't worry about it. Try to understand the concept, and then we can go from there. Now, also, it's kind of hard to make a free-to-play defense. Try to work with the units you have and try to trap the players into bringing certain units. So we're going to talk about typical defenses. So we're going to go through the list and we'll talk about some typical defenses. So another one is an Orion type defense. So I see a lot of people run these types of defenses. You got Orion plus 2 other units. Of course, that sounds pretty basic, but it is a lot more complicated than that. Just adding Orion into the Guild War defense adds so much RNG factor that you guys wouldn't believe. So Orion, immediately, he could be fast, like this guy. He's 277 speed, and it's on Swift Will. So you cannot Leo it, and you have to outspeed it. If you don't outspeed it, that Orion's 3rd skill could potentially strip one of the immunity buffs, stun, and defense break one of the units. So that's the RNG factor that I'm talking about. He puts on defense break, his Perna and his Camilla are going to follow up, which are also pretty decently fast. His Perna is really fast. So yeah, immediately his units are going to follow up and then pick off one of the units. So necessarily, or not necessarily, winning is objectively what you're going after. You could be going after picking off units, and that's another thing you guys have to realize. You guys want to pick threatening defenses. If you pick kind of just bruisery defenses, you're not going to really be doing much, because the person could just equally bring as much bruiser into it and then just kind of have a little face off on who's going to last out longer. But if you bring in super nuke, he's limited into what he can bring, because you can only bring 3 units. So that's exactly what he's doing here with Orion, Camilla, Perna. Okay, so you don't need Camilla in this sense either. If you have Sierra, another thing, you could be running Sierra Orion combo, which is another combo you will see. See, like right here, boom, Sierra, Theomars or Orion. That's another combo right there. A very lethal combo. Okay. And we'll keep going down these lists. Okay, for you Chandra users, okay, so this is another type of defense that I see, and it's actually Theomar's Chloe. And this is where we're actually going to get into the typical defense that I use as well, that a lot of other players use, which is Theomar's plus support plus other support. So Shroud's here, and Shroud's actually has a pretty good win rate. We actually log our defenses. He actually has a decent win rate, and his second defense does okay. So Theomars, Chandra, Chloe, right there, it has a decent amount of nuking capabilities like we were talking about. You want some threat, but on top of that, he has support to try to last out, because some people will try to wombo it or they'll try to bomb it, and if you can just kind of last out long enough while dealing enough damage, eventually you'll pick off units, which is what a lot of the top end arena defenses do. So moving down the list here, again, you'll notice that every single one of these defenses has threat, survivable threat. Okay, so a lot of these are just tanky, so you're not going to see a super YOLO one, or if you do, it's going to have to be super well ruined, and you're going to have to be able to catch them off guard. So again, you see these tanky defenses, right? All right, we'll keep on going down until we get to mine, so I can show. Okay, so here you go. This is the typical defense we're talking about. Theomars, support. So we got Theomars, Chasun, which is the basic building blocks of this defense. You could go Eladriel, Chasun, Theomars. You could go Beta, Theomars, Chasun. You could go Theomars, Orion, Chasun. You could go Sierra, Chasun. The possibilities with this type of setup are endless. Now, I personally use Theomars, Orion, Chasun, and for offense, I use Theomars, Iona, Chasun, because Iona allows the revive, which helps me, revive Theomars if I do lose him, which happens quite a bit. So in this case, Kathy, or Keith, I should say, is actually running Beta in there for immunity, less crit chance, and of course revive. If you don't have Beta, you could use Orion. If you don't have Chasun or Orion, I would suggest looking into getting Theomars to work well with some other type of units, right? So think about what kind of units you got. If you have Chasun Theomars together plus some other combo, you could even throw in Chloe in there. You could go Theomars, Chasun, Chloe. That combination actually for me has gotten some decent results against the top guilds, guys, against the top guilds. So if it's kind of working for us in the top area, it's gonna work for you guys if you guys are in like G1, G2 type guilds, right? So again, you see a lot of these like super high threat defenses where they want to pick off units. So we're gonna go down a little bit and we're gonna look at mine, okay? So right here, we'll look at this Theomars, Chasun, Orion combo. Now, basically, the whole idea about this is Orion, again, adds in that RNG factor. So that RNG factor, if he stuns and defense breaks a unit, Theomars is going to follow up. And now look at this, 201 speed, 197 speed. So Theomars is going to go almost all the time right after Chasun, and it's going to follow up and it's going to nuke. On top of that, you've got Theomars on Violent Runes, which is another RNG factor that you guys have to add in here. If you guys want to start winning defenses, throw on Violent Runes on your units, because Violent Runes is a huge factor in Guild Wars. 3 units can't support nearly as much as you would think. So like having a Violent Theomars or having a Violent Nuker go in and follow up with an extra hit, it's really going to put him in the hurt. Alright, so we're going to keep going down here. Again, like we were talking about, that Eladriel, Theomars, and instead of Chasun, he's running Ritesh, which works pretty well, actually. So we'll keep going down. I've also seen Draco, Chasun, Theomars. I've seen Juno, Chasun, Theomars. Quite a bit, right? And then lastly, just to top it off with a cherry on top, we got Theomars, Chasun, Wadham, which gets a really good results, like really good results, guys. You just throw that in there, huge RNG factor, because they have to nuke out Wadham unless they want to bring in Tessarian. So it's just a huge mess with that defense unless you have a set counter to it. So we can just talk about, all right, see, look at that, boom, Sierra, Orion, Theomars. So if you guys are actually lacking in the Nat 5s, because we have a couple members here that actually don't have as many Nat 5s, so we can go into here. Here is one that gets decent results. Take out Iona. Don't worry about Iona. It's actually Galleon, Bernard, Theomars. Now, this will not work against the top guilds, okay, guys? It will not work. But it will get decent results in like G1, G2 area, because again, not a lot of people are going to be outspeeding you in those ranks, and they're not going to try to 24% speed leader. They're not going to try to outspeed you. So you're going to get off at least one hit with Theomars. Hey, if he gets one violent proc, he could potentially take out one of their important units. that could cost him the match, or he could just end it right there, or he could finish it. But it doesn't matter. You took one of his units, and that should be good enough for you. Because you take his unit, maybe you're his first sword, he won't be able to use it in his second or his third sword, which is super important. Another one that I've seen a lot of lower end guilds use is Veramos Beladion Vertihil. Now, this does not work past a certain point. It only works kind of towards the lower end because, again, it has that speed factor with Vertihil in there. It's got Beladion to heal up and, of course, to increase the attack bar by 30%. And you've got Veramos to deal some decent damage since his first skill scales on speed and his second scales on max HP, but he also stuns and he cleanses. So it's a decent defense if you guys want to try that one out, okay? But those are some like semi free to play defenses, okay? It's not completely free to play, but you're gonna have to mess around with it. Arena defenses are a little bit more easy to work with, but the Guild War defenses, you just gotta test them out and see how they go for you. So, okay, so again, right here, you see the similar thing, right? Theomars, Chasun, and then you got third unit, which he's running Velajo. I've seen that a lot of times as well. So, boom, same thing. Orion, Chasun, Theomars. Now, you realize these guys are using it. Oh, so, okay, so instead of Theomars, he's using Camilla. All right, I got you, Clay. So, yeah, you guys start seeing the pattern, right? It's a lot of the same similar setups, okay, with the Theomars Chasun setups. Not all of them, but a lot of them, right? Chasun, Camilla instead of Theomars. So it definitely has to do with Theomars, and Theomars is probably one of those key units that you're going to want to try to get. Theomars inside Guild Wars is a huge factor. So if you throw on Theomars into your Guild War defense with some units that you have, now we're talking Nat 5s here. If you got some strong Nat 4s like LD units, like Molly, Frigate, or any of those ones, if you got strong Nat 5 units, you could use those, or strong Nat 4 units like Galleon or Chasun or Orion. Anything that will add more RNG into it will raise your win rate. Okay, so that's the trick here, guys. That is the trick. It's adding RNG. You want to try to make it so that they can't consistently bring a team against you to clear you. Because once they figure out, oh, I can Lucian you with 100% success rate, your defense is kind of screwed and you're going to have to switch it up. And then if they start bringing some kind of hard counter, like you've got some like water fire type defense, and they're bringing in Ramagos, and they're Ramagosing your defense with pretty good success rate, you're going to have to switch it up or change something or try to catch them off guard. So now that you guys kind of have to like have an understanding of like, oh, I need to add more RNG into it, we're going to talk about a little trick that I like to use. Now don't tell too many people. It's a nice little trick, and it works every now and then. You got to be careful on who you do it against. But if I can't show you because the Guild Wars just reset, right? So I don't have any defense logs. But when you see your defense logs start piling up and you see, okay, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, right? Okay, so if you guys don't know this, I can't show you again. It sucks. But on the defense log, it'll show like if you won one of the defenses and lost one of them, it'll be 1 win, 1 loss. Depending on the order of the win and the loss, that's the defense that won. So let's say the W comes first and then the L comes second. It means your first defense won and your second defense lost. Or vice versa, right? So if the win comes second, then it means your second defense won, etc. So if you see your first defense start winning a lot, and you're just boom, 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 your first defense is just winning like crazy, switch them up. Switch your defenses so you can just go boom, 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 right? And you come over here. I gotta actually take some time here to actually set it up again. But you just switch the defense just like that, and then this way, the person coming in goes, okay, so that second defense is getting a ton of wins, right? So say my Galleon, Amir, Praha was getting a ton of wins, and it was on the second spot. They look and like, oh, that second defense is getting a ton of wins. Now they're looking at my Theomars, Chasun, Orion. They're like, wow, that Theomars, Chasun, Orion is getting a ton of wins. Even though it was my first defense right here, which I swapped. So now they're kind of confused. Now they're not really sure on which defense it is, or if they think it is the second one. Let's say they don't expect to be tricked. Now they're going in unprepared because they're going to be preparing for that second one even more. I know I do that. When I look at, if you guys don't know this trick, if you're on AO or Guild War offense, what you do is you check their defense logs and you see, okay, that second defense is getting all of their wins. That's the one I need to watch out for. So that's why you switch your defenses if you notice that pattern coming in, so they can't anticipate that. So I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it, guys. You guys gotta watch out on how you're doing your defenses. Don't keep the same thing for too long. If you keep the same defense up higher, you don't have to worry about down lower like in G1, G2. But once you start getting into like the top 20, top 30 guilds, you're gonna have to be careful on what type of defenses you run, because if you run it consistently, people are going to figure out your defense, believe it or not. I've had people that consistently come hit me. Shout out to Childish Plays, who hits me every time without fail whenever we get pulled by EFA. So yeah, they figure out the defense and they will keep hitting you nonstop because they know they can clear you. So just remember that if you guys have your different guilds hitting you multiple times throughout the week. So I hope this cleared things up. If you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. It's kind of a rough topic, which is why I've held it off for so long for Guild War defenses, and that's because there's really no set strategy for the Guild War defenses. The only thing I can really tell you that's a set strategy is try to add in as much RNG as you can. Try to trap them. And one thing to remember, just because you're getting draws and not a bunch of successfuls doesn't mean your defense isn't doing work. So they might be preparing for your first defense and failing on your second one. Or you could be pulling off units, like picking off their units, which causes them to fail against your other allies, which is also a very important factor. So always have threat and always make sure that your defenses are getting kind of randomized, so switching up units and stuff like that. Be unpredictable. Alright guys, that'll do it for this episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the giveaway announcement. I'll be doing that in about a week, maybe a little bit less than a week. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time.